I'd say this is one of the things that makes him different. Um, is that I wanna destroy you. Um, I wanna make you as small as a pulpit. Um, to the best of my ability when I play against you.
Welcome to the first episode of Preferred Walk On. I'm your host, Max Chadwick. This used to be Boomer Bust, the draft show. We just posted our goodbye video. Go check that out if you haven't already. Now it's Preferred Walk On, which is a college football show. I'm a college football analyst over at PFF. Now, this isn't a PFF-backed show per se, but they were very kind in letting me use all of the interviews that I've done for them on this show. So I'll be playing the full interviews of all the superstars in college football that I was able to talk to, and the biggest superstar I was able to talk to, and quite frankly, the biggest superstar in college football is USC quarterback Caleb Williams, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner himself, the current Heisman favorite for next year, and the current favorite to be the number one overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Got a full 20 minutes with Caleb Williams, and he was an amazing interview. So I cannot wait to show you guys this. I turned into a feature article. Go check that out at pff.com. Now I get to show you guys the full interview on this show, which I cannot wait for. So major thanks to PFF for letting me do that. And of course, major thanks to Dave Sulfaro, the head of creative content and communications at PFF, who sets up every single one of these interviews. And we've got some heavy hitters coming on this show. So Dave is the best in the world at what he does. So a major thanks, of course, to Dave Sulfaro. But without further ado, here he is, USC quarterback, reigning Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams.
First question I want to ask you. So, you committed to Lincoln Riley coming out of high school. Then you committed to Lincoln Riley, in the transfer portal as well. What is it about Coach Riley that hey, that's the guy I want to play for?
First, you can go look at history, and history tends to repeat itself. So, I would say all of his hard work that he puts in, it shows in all of his players that he's had, because all his players have been shorter, taller. They've been different skin complexions. They always. They're so different in many different ways. Come from many different backgrounds, many different stories. Some started off in college, some didn't. Whatever it may be, they've all just kind of found a way to succeed, being with him and under him. And then two, the relationship that he builds with his quarterbacks. He makes it. It's not just a business, or it's not just this and that. It's a family, a brotherhood that he builds with his quarterbacks inside his quarterback's room. And then he also gives you something to look up to. In a way, I would say, great family. He supports them. They support him. He makes them proud. They make him proud. They motivate him. They do all these things to make sure that he's out there, succeeding, and also he's in when he's doing film prep, when he's on the game field. He's doing all these things in practice. The late hours. It's not just to win games, because obviously he loves it, but he does it for a reason. He has his why. So all of that in one is just he's just a great coach, great player. I say great player, great human, great coach.
Yeah, he was a great player at one point too, man. And
yeah,
you both came into USC. They're coming off their worst year in 30 years. Did you kind of know, he and Riley, that hey, we're coming in and this is not a rebuild, man. We're coming in, we're gonna hit the ground running.
Yeah, that was always always our thing, is that it's not a rebuild year. Everybody's going to classify it as that, and that's not what we're looking at. That's not how we're looking at it as. It's when he goes out there and coaches, practice, all this film work, and actually on game day, and then it's the same thing for me, from practice, film work, late hours or extra hours, and if it's extra, it's not extra if you need it, and then we're on the game field. It's how do I put it? It's something special, but that I would say that's in kind of both of us and a lot of our players is we have a will to win, a want to win. And like I said, it wasn't a rebuild year. It was Like we go out there and try and win every game, no matter the year, no matter the time, anything like that.
Hell yeah, man. Well, look, let's go back to the individually for a second. So obviously you won the Heisman Trophy, one of the, amazing moments for you. The Heisman race really came down to the final weeks. What would you say? Everyone has their Heisman moment. Every winner has their Heisman moment. What would you say was your Heisman moment last year?
Honestly, think I would say from Oregon State to the end of the season was kind of my time. I got really comfy within the offense. And I just, I was going out there. I was having fun. I was playing ball. All the hard work throughout the week led up to those moments, and just went out there and trusted my training, trusted the work that I put in throughout the week, and those moments kind of turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good, man. So what was that feeling like when you know that you lived out a dream that almost everyone had, and when they finally announced your name for the Heisman Trophy, what was that feeling like immediately?
So I'm not a nervous person. I never, honestly, really never get nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And like I wasn't nervous when I was sitting down. And then when they started like saying jokes and stuff and joking around up there, I kind of got like my heart started to race a little bit because I was like, can you just call the name? I've been through this long weekend, these early mornings and things like that. We just finished playing and all whatever it is, and it's just like, can you please just call the name? So and obviously I was hoping the name would be me, but
you just want it over with. You don't care at that
point. I mean, they were saying jokes and stuff up there, and I wanted to hear the name. And obviously I was hoping it was me. I thought it was going to be me. But it was a cool moment to say the least. That there's billions of people on this planet, and there's only 88 humans that have won a Heisman and been able to win. And it's really cool to be a part of it. Very grateful for it, but really can't wait for this season. We actually have spring ball coming up, and what is it? And I think it's a couple days. I think we start Sunday or something, or Sunday, which is extremely close, and I'm extremely excited about this and this team. We got a lot of juice on offense, and I don't want to speak for the defensive side of special teams, but we got a lot of juice on those other two sides too.
Dude, I'm pumped for you guys next year. Just real quick, so you're obviously coming back to school as a reigning Heisman Trophy winner. Has it kind of hit you that, man, you can join Archie Griffin potentially as the only two-time Heisman winner?
Yeah. The goal every year is to be the best player.
Yep.
And that's for sure one of the awards that, kind of says like you're the best player that year. And so every year my goal is to be the best player. Hopefully at the end of the year that I'll be able to join Archie. I told him I'll be back in New York, but hopefully I can get there this year with all the hard work and things that we've been putting in this spring so far, this winter.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Something that I love that you did, but it was a kind of controversial thing, honestly, nationally, was that you paint your fingernails before every game. I thought it was just in the world. Can you go into why you do that? And do you kind of like, when you see all the people hating on you for that, you kind of like, hey, you know what, man, I'm going to live my life and you live yours.
I mean, people wear things every day that I don't agree with. People cut their hair in ways that I don't agree with. I wear my clothes in ways that people don't agree with. I paint my fingernails, and that's already a controversial thing. And sometimes my fingernails say things on them that people may not agree with. So honestly, it doesn't bother me. Now I might tone it down a little bit just because, looking back at it, I do have families and little kids that are fans of me, and I don't want them to, get the wrong idea of that. But that'd be my reasoning why. But other than that, I don't really necessarily get bothered by people. I don't get bothered by it at all. People don't bother me about that stuff because I already do things that's controversial and everybody does. because everybody always is going to have something to say or do about it, and I can't worry about everybody because there's too many people for me to do that, and I get caught up in that, and I won't be focused on the main goals, which is going out there, winning games, and make sure that my teammates can have those moments at the end of the games where we're holding up trophies or we're holding up trophies for that game or the type of game, whatever the case may be. Those are my goals every year is to go out there, work hard. When we get to game time, and go win those games.
So, man, I wanted to say, like, so many people have comped you to Patrick Mahomes. Do you feel like you try to emulate him in a sense, and do you feel like that comp is warranted for how you play in the field?
I would say in some ways. I would say some ways I'm maybe a little bit more. I do certain things differently than him, or he may not be the fastest guy or the strongest guy or this and that. And maybe I'm faster or stronger. Maybe he can throw farther. Maybe he can, whatever the case may be. But I mean, there obviously are some comps. I have other comps that I would say. I mean, I watch all the guys. I watch Aaron, his quick release, being able to put his body in all different, forms and fashions to be able to get the ball to his receivers, getting grabbed, whatever the case may be. Patrick Mahomes rolling out, throwing the ball all the way across his body to Travis Kelce across the field, things like that, or whatever the case may be. I look at all the guys and try and take things from them because obviously they're doing things at a high level, and I not only want to be on that level at some point. I'm trying to practice those things now so that when I get to that point of where they are, I'm good and possibly better than they are at it. And so just trying to be my best version of myself and also add new tools to my toolbox.
I love that, man. Well, listen, you're the third Heisman winning quarterback Lincoln Riley has had. Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, both of them went first overall. Are you already kind of eyeing that 2024 draft or even 2025 maybe? And how focused are you on potentially going number 1 overall?
I'm not focused at all on going number 1. It's cool for those guys, but this is my story, and I haven't decided if I'm going to leave after college, after this year, or whatever the case may be, because these moments that I want in college have not happened yet, and so haven't made that decision. But for the number 1 overall thing, I got a bunch of games to go win this season. Hopefully, it's all 15 of them. We play until January, late January, things like that. So until that happens, that's when I'll be, kind of, being able to make a decision at that point. But I would say that it is a goal of mine, though. I made the goal that I wanted to win a Heisman, and at the same time that I made a goal that I was going to go first pick. So it is a goal, but focusing on it, no. If I go win a bunch of games and I go have a season like I had last year and better, which is my goal, have a better season I did last year. Hopefully that'll be good enough to go number 1. And so I'm focused on winning games because winning games, it not only helps myself, but, it helps my other teammates get drafted. It helps my other teammates, maybe up their stock and anything like that. The people that can get drafted and, for the years to come, if, the other guys may do the same. So I always look at the LSU year where everybody got drafted and they won a national championship and everybody, Joe Burrow got drafted number 1, but everybody got drafted on the team. And, a year later, Jamar Chase got drafted. And a year later, Terrence, I forgot his last name, but Terrence, he got drafted. And he didn't even play that year. So it's things like that. So, win a bunch of ball games. And having fun out there this year is my goal, and it's my goal every year.
Dude, something I love about your Heisman speech. Everyone's Heisman speech is usually about themselves. One of the first things you said, you pointed to every one of those finalists and you said, "Hey, man, I'd trade places with you in a heartbeat because y'all are at the playoff and I'm not." How focused are you, and how important is winning that national championship and making the playoff this upcoming season?
I'd say it's on the I would say it's on the front of, or the forefront of my mind. And I'm going on my third year in college, and I haven't even got to the playoffs yet. So, and I've been extremely close both of my years.
Yep.
I've been just about one game away. And this past year, I'd say I was about 10 seconds in total of being away. So it was. I mean, you can see it after the games of how much kind of pain I'm in, and I'm not talking about physical. And
Yeah.
it bothers me a lot. And I wanna get to the playoffs, and I want to win that championship, because that's the reason why I play football. I don't care about all that stuff. I want to go out there. I want to win. I want to compete. I want to dominate, and I want to go win championships and national championships. For myself, because that's, like I said, why I play. But also, to bring it back here, and also, help my teammates have a moment like that.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, listen, if it wasn't for Utah, honestly, you guys would have been undefeated heading into the playoff,
Yeah.
most likely. Are you already kind of circling October 21st when you guys play Utah again? As, hey, man, I'm coming.
Nah, because if we go lose to Colorado, if we go lose to UCLA, we go lose to any of those other teams once or twice, we'll be in the same boat that we were last year. No, so I'm not circling any games. Every game circle for me, and focusing whatever week that is. I'm going to cross that week off and move on to the next week, and cross that week off and move on to the next one. It'll be a fun game when we play Cam. He's coming back, and it'll be fun to play him again. But no, I'm not circling one game in particular, because all of them count the same if you look at it. And so focusing on right now, going to spring ball, making sure we're the best prepared coming out of spring ball, going into summer, and going to summer ball, and then going into the season. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good ride.
So, man, the perfect year for you, individually, team, everything. What is the perfect year for you and the USC Trojans?
Perfect season for us for me is us fulfilling our goals, and whatever those goals may be. That's what I'd say. Obviously, the end goal of every single team right now is to win the championship within their league, and then obviously the national championship at the end of the season. Everybody wants to get to the last one, but it's about what you're doing right now. It's about what you're doing to get there, because everybody knows that's the goal, and not everybody can make it. That's the point about football and winning championships, is that not everybody can make it. So that's our goals. Win the moments right now, and if we win the moments now, and the moments right after these, going into spring ball, and going into summer, like I said, and going to summer ball, and going into all these other things, and then we hit the season and we win week one, and we keep winning and win every week, and every week after that, if you do the math, it ends up being that we'll end up in the national championship every week. So,
that sounds like a good plan, dude. But
yeah.
You mentioned in a People magazine interview that the Dolphins were a team that you were looking at, and the Falcons and other teams like that. Are you looking at any of those NFL teams already? And can you go into why maybe you're looking at the Dolphins and playing with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's two fastest people in the NFL. And I want to win. Whenever I get to that level, I want to win. I want to win Super Bowls. I want to win a bunch of games, the big games. I want to win all of them. And so that's about it. I also want to be coached by a young coach. I've known Coach for a couple years now. I've met him a couple times, and he's a cool guy. You see it on TV. I've been able to see it firsthand, and when I was younger. So my goal is not my goal, but my hope is that I can go to one of those teams. If not, I'm cool with getting drafted anywhere. I make anything do. I mean, I can't control it. I do know that, but if I'm being asked a question, I mean, that's a cool spot to be.
That's pretty fair, man. Well, you can't control where you transfer to. Can you kind of break the hearts of maybe another fan base right now? What was the other school, maybe besides USC, that you were really considering when you're in the transfer portal?
I'd say Wisconsin. I'd say LSU. I'd say I took a visit to UCLA.
That would have been tough for right now.
Yeah, I know. I say I thought about Michigan. So that's about it that I can rattle off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's good, man. One last question before I let you go. So obviously Drake May is the guy everyone's talking about next year as one of the best quarterbacks in the country, potentially the draft. What makes you stand apart from not only him, but all other quarterbacks around college football next season?
Yeah. Drake's one of my good buddies, actually. He's actually one of my only good buddies in my class, actually, or of all classes of QBs. Because normally I say this is one of the things that makes me different. Is that I wanna destroy you. I wanna make you as small as a pulpit. To the best of my ability when I play against you. So I would say that's the difference. That anything I do, whether it's dodgeball, whether it's basketball, whether it's lifting or it's whatever it may be, I'm always competing. Whether it's I compete like I do some signature stuff like signature cards, and I'm competing with the person or signature things like helmets and stuff. And I'm competing with the person that's like handing me the helmets. I'm trying to beat him before he can get the next helmet to me. So it's things like that. It's just I always compete, and I'm always, I want to get better. I want to be better. I want to be the best. And so I say that's probably the trait that makes me different than all the other QBs around the country. But yeah, I'm actually happy that Drake's up there with me. Because he's one of my good buddies. We text every once in a while, check in and things like that. But yeah, I wish the best for Drake, and kudos to him for his past year.
Dude, well, let me know. Listen, you dominated this interview. That's all I gotta say, man. So you were amazing, Caleb. I appreciate you, dude. You're gonna kill this fucking year, man. I'm pumped for
I will.
This upcoming year. But thank you so much for doing this, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.